out then, eh? It must be difficult being a father.
Yeah, well, I wouldn't know, would I?
No, it's just something I've been thinking about. I mean, could you see me as a dad?
What do you mean?
Just that.
Well, I have sometimes thought I would like to have a child, but then I look at you and I think I already have one.
No. What I'm saying is, when you look at me, do you see a man who could be somebody's dad?
Darling...
Yeah?
Are you saying you want to start a family?
No, I'm not saying I want to start one, but I have been thinking about it all day.
Maybe you need a little longer than that.
No, I don't.
It's a very big step to take, you know. It's a huge responsibility.
Not necessarily. I mean, it might happen without you knowing about it.
No, I think I'd know if I had a baby. You're not really ready for fatherhood yet, are you?
No, you're right, I'm not. No, you're right.
Because I don't think we should rush into anything, you know?
What do you mean, we? This has got nothing to do with you. And it's probably got nothing to do with me. There's this girl.
Yes?
You know, the one that's been hanging around?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I thought she had a bit of a crush on me, but it's a bit more than that.
Oh, my God.
It's not good news.
How could you?
I don't think it did. But her mum says it did, about 18 years ago. She says I'm her dad. So if you were thinking about starting a family, there's no need to bother, because I might have already started one. This is a very delicate, very confidential matter.
Yeah. Dave's told me all about it.
That's nice of him.
It's a bit of a hoot, really.
A hoot?
Used to happen to Shagger Wallace all the time. He had Sprogs turning up on a daily basis. We reckoned he could have started his own regiment.
What, the 1st Battalion of the Chinless Wonders? Look, I've asked you over here for a bit of advice, really. You've got kids, haven't you?
Oh, don't remind me.
What are they called again?
Toby and Cordell.
No, seriously, what are they called?
Toby and Cordell.
Oh, right. Nice names. So, like, when you first saw your kids, did you know they were yours?
Oh, yeah. They have this little label round the wrist. It's got the name written on it. Jolly useful. Trouble is, when they grow up, they take it off, and then you have to rely on the nanny to point them out to you.
All right, forgotten about nanny. Get someone else in, then you only have to see your kids once in a blue moon.
That's the best way, yeah. Mind you, I've got to hand it to you. 18 years without seeing the Sprog, that's quite an achievement. And it hasn't cost you a penny.
Well, not yet it hasn't.
No, well, that's when you really first know you're a father, when you check the bank balance.
Yeah, that's it, isn't it? That's what she's after, me money.
I'd have thought so, yeah. That's what happened to the Earl of Sopwell. Little Malaysian chap turns up out of the blue, claims to be the old boy's heir. Obvious fraud. Even tried to copy the Sopwell stutter. And do you know what? The old boy recognised him.
I didn't recognise this Katie, or her mum.
No, I mean recognised in the sense of acknowledged... Never mind. The point is, you'd have to be mad to do something like that. Well, actually, the old boy was mad. He was completely insane. The Malaysian chap had him declared insane for recognising him. Bloody clever when you think about it. But if you take my advice, you'll offer a one-off payment.
Shh! I don't want everyone to know about this, Mark. Keep it straight.
Here he is. Congratulations, Gary. Dave's told us all about it.
He's a real pal, Dave.
It's wonderful news. Here ya. This is to wet the baby's head. Well, of course, she's not a baby now, but you can still have the champagne, can't you?
Thank you, Sonia. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
I've got some gold digger trying to screw me out of me millions, and you think it's a cause for celebration. The next time your life has fallen to pieces, let me know, and we'll have a party.
Oh. He's always so gracious, isn't he? I told you champagne was a bad idea. I know you meant well, but this is no cause for celebration. Certainly not for the young lady. I thought he'd be pleased. Would you be pleased if you suddenly found out you had an 18-year-old daughter?
Well, no, but I'm only 23.
His past has come back to haunt him. He's going to have to pay for it now. Literally, so it seems. Maybe you and I should have that champagne later.
This is a nice room.
Oh, thank you. Yes, it reflects Gary's taste in decor rather than mine.
It's, unusual, isn't it?
Yes. I'm very glad that you were able to come round. It's very important that we sort this out.
Yes.
I'll just go and see what's keeping Gary. What are you doing?
Nothing.
Well, come back in.
No,
This is really childish.
isn't.
Gary, it's really important that we learn more about this girl. Inviting her round was the grown-up thing to do, which is why I did it.
Fair enough. I'm not talking to her, though. I'm going upstairs to play with my skill extra.
You are not. No, come on. So, you are going to come up to Manchester University, yes?
Yes, I'm doing modern languages.
Have you got digs?
I'll be in a halls of residence.
Good, because you're not staying here.
And where is home?
Not here.
Well, you see, Mum's still in Cyprus. Dad was in the RAF, but then
Aha! I was never in the RAF. If you're going to try and pull a fast one, get your facts right.
No, not you. Dad. Well, I always thought he was my dad. I mean, I always called him Dad.
You seem to be making a habit of calling people Dad.
He died last year, and that's when Mum told me about you, that you were my real father.
She's a real charmer, your mum, isn't she? Your dad's dead, but not to worry, he wasn't your real dad.
Gary, maybe it would be better if you said nothing. Had your mother never mentioned Gary before?
No. To be honest, it wasn't something she was very proud of.
Thanks a lot. I thought she said I was the best.
No, it was her behaviour that she wasn't proud of. I mean, she got very drunk in the nightclub, and, well, you know what happened next.
No.
Well, she always kept the photograph, though. It was all she had to show for the evening, well, apart from me, of course. Well, she met and married Dad about a year later, and he brought me up as his own child. But what with Dad gone and me being 18 and coming to Manchester, well, she thought I ought to know.
Well, I think it would have been a lot better if she'd kept a big trap shut.
You cannot behave like this. She seems like a perfectly nice girl. It's only natural she should want to try and contact her father.
Well, tell her to try a Ouija board.
Look, Gary, if you turn out to be her father, you're going to have to start accepting your responsibilities.
Well, I'm not, so I don't, and no one can prove otherwise.
Well, if you're that convinced about it, why don't you have a blood test? That'll prove it, one way or the other.
All right, then. I will have a blood test.
I always think love child is such an inappropriate expression. Lust child would be better, or I really should have been more careful, child.
Well, it happens in the best of families.
Well, that's an opinion.
It's happened in mine.
Which I wouldn't disagree with.
A lot of people have skeletons in their cupboard.
Which is why it's best not to look in other people's cupboards. Oh, no, I don't. I imagine this could prove rather expensive for Mr. Prince.
Yes, could do.
Oh, dear, poor man. Well, he will be, won't he? A lot poorer. Still, as ye sow, so shall ye reap.
Galatians.
Thank you. I have a literary side to me. I'm a friend of the Wilmslow Libraries.
No, Galatians. St. Paul's letter to the Galatians. Your quote. It's in the New Testament.
Oh, those Galatians, of course.
Peter was a lay preacher, always giving me the Galatians. Be not deceived, God is not mocked. For whatsoever a man soweth, that shall he also reap. For he that soweth to his flesh shall of the flesh reap corruption.
How true.
And let us not be weary in well-doing, for in due season we shall reap, if we faint not.
I've gone quite weak at the knees.
So what do they do in this DNA testing then?
Well, they test you for DNA. Dave, they take some of your blood to see if you've got any DNA in it. Then they test the other person to see if they've got the DNA. And if they've got it, and it's like in the same order as yours, then that proves you're related. But if it's in a different order, like A-N-D or D-A-N, then you're in the clear.
Ah, you'll be all right.
Do you really think so?
No, not really. I was just saying that to cheer you up.
You're a great man to have in a crisis, Dave. And thanks for telling absolutely everyone that I'm a father. It saved me doing an announcement in the births column of the evening news.
Well, at least this test will put you out of your misery.
What if it puts me in it? What if I am a flaming dad? And there's a chance it could be.
There's a Dr. Swaggart to see you, Gary. I think she's after your blood. What have you been up to this time?
Just show her in, Sonia.
Come in, Doctor.
Good morning.
Morning.
I'm Helen Swaggart.
Hello.
This won't take long. And relax. I won't be taking any blood. I just need to scrape a few cells from the inside of your cheek. It's no more painful than brushing your teeth. I've already had some from a Miss Andrews, and I now need some from a Mr. Gary Prince. So, which one of you's Mr. Prince?
He is. I think it was a good idea having that DNA test. I'm really glad I thought of it.
Did it hurt?
Not at all, no. Didn't feel a thing. And it will prove conclusively that I'm not her dad.
You really are that sure?
Absolutely positive, yeah. Have been all along. There was nothing ever between me and that Sheila bird. Don't know her from Adam.
Katie might be upset.
I'm sure she will be, yeah. Who wouldn't want me for a father?
No, it means she won't know who her real father is. You know, you ought to talk to her. Let her down gently and tactfully.
You know me, sweetheart.
Yes, I do. That's why I'm saying it.
Hello, Katie. Come to see your dear old dad, have you? Well, tough luck.
Gary. Sit down, Gary.
I'm just letting her down gently, like you said. They're biking the results over now, Katie.
Have you thought what you will do if you discover that Gary is not your real father?
Not really.
Well, you'll have to go out and earn a living for a start.
Obviously, you have to discuss this with your mother, but it seems to me that you have a very great sense of your own identity. I mean, you know who you are. Maybe it needn't matter quite so much who your father is.
No, you need to know who your dad is. Your best bet's to advertise. Stick something in the paper asking if any blokes remember knocking about with your mum just over 18 years ago. I bet you get stacks of replies. Yeah, come in, Dave. You remember Dave, don't you?
Yes.
Oh, hello, love. I didn't expect to see you here.
I thought you'd best, Dave. I'm letting her down gently.
Only I've got the test results. They've just been biked over from the lab.
Right, well, don't keep us in suspenders, Dave. We're dying to know. Are Katie and me qualified to appear on the Generation Game?
No, Gary, I think you should open this in private.
Why? No one's got anything to hide, Dave.
The results of the DNA testing carried out on cell samples obtained from Miss Katie Andrews and Mr. Gary Prince.
Yeah, get on with it, Dave, yeah.
The correlation necessary for identification purposes in this case...
Read the bit at the end. What is the result?
Oh, right. The DNA in the sample taken from Mr. Prince proves beyond doubt that he is the father of Miss Andrews.
Dave!
true soccer stars next on BBC One. World Cup Live, Iran play Yugoslavia. Desmond Lynam is here next.
And he hasn't let it go to his head. The Hall of Fame, he's an all-time great. The finest football player of his day. Patted on the back by the hand of fate. And I wouldn't have it any other way. He's a winner, he's a star. He's a prince among men.